I trusted him with my whole heart, but one night, I found something on his phone that shattered everything. What do you do when the person you love the most turns out to be hiding the biggest lie of all? Hello, and welcome to today's story, How I Found Strength After My Husband's Lies. In this heartfelt tale, you'll hear about one woman's journey through betrayal, heartbreak, and finding the courage to rebuild her life. It's an emotional yet inspiring story, perfect for improving your English listening skills. Let's begin. 3 years ago, life was perfect, or at least it seemed to be. My husband, James, and I had what I thought was a strong marriage. We lived in a cozy little house in Manchester, England, where life felt predictable, safe, and happy. James was the kind of man who remembered every anniversary, made my morning coffee, and always texted me to say, "I love you," during his lunch break. To everyone around us, we were the perfect couple. But slowly, cracks began to show. James started working late more often, claiming he had meetings that ran overtime. His phone, which he used to leave lying around, was now always in his pocket or face down on the table. And then, there were the excuses, the vague answers about his whereabouts, and the growing distance between us. I ignored the signs. I wanted to believe he was just stressed, but deep down, a small voice whispered. Then came the night that changed everything. The discovery one evening, James fell asleep early on the couch after dinner. His phone vibrated on the coffee table, and for the first time in our marriage, I felt compelled to look. I told myself it was just curiosity, but what I saw left me frozen. It was a text message that read, "Can't wait to see you again." Last night was amazing. My heart raced. I scrolled up to find more photos, conversations, and evidence that James had been meeting someone else. A woman whose name I didn't recognize but whose presence in his life was undeniable. The confrontation when James woke up, I couldn't hold it in. I showed him the messages and asked, "How long has this been going on?" He stared at me, stunned, and for the first time, I saw guilt in his eyes. "It's not what you think," he mumbled. But his excuses couldn't erase what I had just read. I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and disbelief. How could the man I had shared my dreams with, the man who promised to love me forever, betray me like this? The aftermath in the days that followed, the pain felt unbearable. I cried myself to sleep every night, replaying moments from our marriage and wondering if they had all been lies. Friends told me I should leave him, while others urged me to give him another chance. But deep down, I knew I needed time to think not about James, but about me. One day, while walking through a park near our home, I found myself sitting on a bench, watching couples laugh and hold hands. I realized something powerful in that moment. My worth wasn't defined by James's actions. His betrayal didn't mean I was unlovable or broken. It meant he was flawed, and his choices were his own. When I got home that evening, I told James I needed space. It wasn't an easy conversation, but it was necessary. I packed a bag, booked a small Airbnb in the countryside, and gave myself the time and distance to reflect on my life. Alone in that little cottage, I started to rediscover myself. I picked up painting again, a hobby I'd abandoned after getting married. I journaled my thoughts, pouring out every ounce of pain, anger, and confusion. Slowly, the fog began to lift, and I started to see a future beyond the heartbreak. A month later, I returned home with clarity and strength I didn't know I had. I sat down with James, not to forgive or forget, but to say goodbye. I deserve better, I told him, and for the first time, I truly believed it. Leaving was the hardest thing I'd ever done, but it was also the most empowering. Today, I'm rebuilding my life, step by step. I've joined a local art group, made new friends, and even started volunteering at a charity. James's lies may have broken my heart, but they also taught me a valuable lesson. Strength isn't about holding on. It's about knowing when to let go. If this story touched your heart or helped you learn something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Thank you for listening, and remember you are stronger than you think.